Our girls, our beautiful girls of Senior 1 and Senior 2, I would love to ask you something. Actually, request you something. While our visitors are here, please show the utmost respect. When they tell you to keep quiet, please keep quiet. When they tell you to clap, please clap. Hello. I think I can speak right here. Our dear deputy, our visitors, and the girls. Hi. I just wanted to find out if you are town.
Yes.
Thank you, good girls. Thank you, city girls. I want to thank the head girl. She says she'll be here for 2 weeks. 1 week. Our visitors, the girls before you, are very, very anxious to hear all the good news, information, knowledge that you have come with. I know that knowledge has been long awaiting, and now today it has come at the right time, because it is said that it is God who puts season. And so this was the right time for this information to come to us. I want to advise the girls. This is information for you and for your sisters out of Soroti, and most probably when you will become women tomorrow, it will be the information that will be useful for you to give to the other people. So, on that note, I want you to open your drums, your buckets, your everything that can get information. Make it full. Are we together? Yes. It should be filled so that you are full of the right information to give out to others that are not here. Our dear visitors,
Teso Vibez, just know that these are the very good friends of Teso Vibez. I want to say that today is World Menstrual Health Day, and as friends of Teso Vibez, we chose to have a good time here in Soroti SS. I do not want to take a lot of time. I want to, in a very special way, tell you that we have medical personnel who will be deliberating this evening. And I will pray that all of us, the very well-disciplined girls, the beautiful ones, will pay attention to the beautiful information. Here, we have different people, but I'm not going to introduce all of them because of time. We have a clinical officer, Bridget, and she works at Lilyton Medical Center. We have a laboratory scientist, Dr. Andrea Polot. We have another senior health personnel, and as well doubling as the president of Rotaract Soroti, Eli. And then we have an old student of this very mighty school. His name is Oruka. I know all of you know him with very many names. It's okay. It's okay. He's a singer, he's an actor, he's a businessman, he's a parent. He has very many things. Yes, and he calls himself Nafsi. I want to take this humble time to ask us that in the event that we want to clap, we will not clap, we will snap. You know this? So when you're happy with the point, you do this. And because we are city girls, we will not do it for a long time. So we'll just do 5 times and we'll be done, okay? In case you have something that you want to ask, please write, so that we will keep answering as time goes on. I want to take this humble time to welcome Eli. He will be taking us through the genesis of this topic tonight about menstrual health and hygiene. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The administration, the team lead, my dear colleagues, the beautiful girls of Soroti says, good evening. Are you happy? Yes. What shows? Oh, thank you. I am here today this evening to share something very small with us. And I know very well that with the education which we have gotten from primary and even up where we are right now, we may be repeating the same things which we know. But we are going to talk about menstruation itself. And without menstruation, which means menstrual hygiene management may not have come. Now, in Africa, it is almost taken as a taboo. When they start talking about menstruation, it is something which seems to be talked at least either indoors or when other people are not hearing. Now we have come to school. It is us to go and change that mindset in the village and from where you come, from that menstruation is a normal process which happens naturally in a human's body. Do you agree with that? Yes. Who has written an application that I want to be menstruating every month? Is there anyone? No. Good. So it is something which is what? Normal. And as a girl, at a certain age, you're going to be experiencing this thing happening to you every month. You will experience that blood comes through your private part. For this case, I'm going to be frank, the vagina. The blood will be coming through at least every month. You get it? And it comes after a certain period of time. You get it? Now, what else do you want to say about menstruation? And when we define this, yes, is that bleeding which a girl or a woman receives through her vagina every month. You get it? You know that when that period of time reaches, that is the month, you know very well that at least I'm expecting my menses or the blood to be coming through. Do we get that? Yes. So which other thing do you need to know about that? So I'm going to share with you something very small, and we shall be going through some small slides. Now, when you look at a human being, let's say a girl, there is a period of childhood. That's when you're what? When you're young. We agree with that? Yes. There is a period of childhood. Then you move to a period of being an adolescent. Yes. You've grown, you've reached around 12 years, you cross over to the period of an adolescent. And during that period of time, girls experience a lot of changes in their bodies. You don't, again, your body does not remain the same like when you're what? When you're a child. You get it? After that, we shall have what we call the period of adulthood, where now you become a grown-up woman, and some of these things, like menstruation we are talking about, as you age, may no longer happen. Did you know that? Good. Now, I want us to understand something very small. When you talk about menstruation, the day you see that blood coming out, I'm going to talk about the cycle itself. The day you see that blood coming out, we always call that day 1 of the menstrual cycle. Do you agree with that? It takes some time. Some people it can take 3 days. Some people it can take 4 days. Some people can even take a week. So it is not something which you should say, because I take 4 days, everyone has to take 4 days. No. We have different bodies. Okay? Because we have different bodies, this thing experienced to us differently. The other thing you shouldn't expect, that if your friend is like that, you should also, is the number of days of the cycle. Some people will take 28 days. Some people will take not 28 days of bleeding before you receive another. You get it? That's a cycle. A cycle is basically, if you bleed today, started today, we start counting from that day until the time you bleed again. So which means we shall say that is a complete cycle. In that cycle, there are very many things which are going to take place in your body, and they are going to take place, some of them, when you don't know. As I've told you that the blood comes out. It can take like 6 days, can take 7 days, some can take 5, some people can take 4 or 3. Usually, the first 2 days are always seen as heavy bleeding days, whereby you may pass at least too much blood compared to other days. However, this is not something which should be taken that everybody will have such an experience. It may be different with her and also be different with the other. After the 6 days, we are going to have what they call the follicular period, where your uterus, the uterus, tries to rebuild itself. It tries to become again normal. There is a lining inside there which will have to at least what? Build. What I can tell you is that the uterus of a person who has reached that age of reproduction will always try to prepare itself for pregnancy. Did you know that? What happens is that your uterus is going to grow, the lining inside is going to grow, trying to prepare itself to receive a baby. But in the process, what happens? Which means the place which has been corroded, the blood which came out is basically the walls of that uterus. So it grows, it develops to receive another one. At the same time, there is what we call, there is also a process whereby the egg starts maturing. Okay? It goes through a process of what? Maturity. Now, if that egg matures, then we shall move to a stage which is called ovulation what? Stage. Usually it is talked about around 14 days, that is at the middle, in case someone has a 28-day cycle. We get that? If you have 31, don't expect your ovulation.
He had hinted on about the cycle length. I wanted to let you know that some of you have what we call irregular cycles because of the period it takes for you to do what? To start ovulating, or rather to start menstruating. Okay? So for you young girls, I'm sure most of you are 13 years old, 12, 13 there. Your period most times will take between 21 days to around 31. Okay? You'll understand later on when you ask questions better. And those ones, he had said the period lasts between 2 to 5 days, I agree with that. So you first receive your blood flowing maybe on the 27th of May, which was yesterday, and then it will last maybe up to 4th or 3rd next month. Okay? I don't expect you to tell me, may I receive mine and it stops that very day. Huh? Is it possible? No. Yeah, so I expect you to take at least 2 to 7 days, 2 to 5, okay? It is a process that takes long. So now the other part of the question is, who does not get to menstruate? Okay? We all know that when ovulation happens, you are saying you're preparing yourself for what? Reception of what? A baby. Do you all want to be mothers one day? Yes. Yes, someday. Okay. So, if you engage yourself in what we call early sexual activity, huh? You're 13 years old, you're too young to even think about it. If that happens and you miss your period, do you know what missing a period means? What does it mean? You tell me. Huh? If you miss, if you don't receive it on the day you're expecting to receive it, eh? Yeah, but also we are not saying that it is every time that very day. But in the period you're expecting to get it, there's a chance that you're what? That you're pregnant. Yes, somebody knows that you're pregnant. So if you're pregnant, I do not expect you to be receiving what? Periods, yes. The second person who might not be able to receive periods is a very old woman. That one we call her a person who has gone past menopause. You know what menopause is? Okay, let me put it in the best way I can. Menopause is that time in your life when you have exhausted all your eggs. Huh? When you can no longer ovulate. So because of that, you will not be able to experience the hormonal changes that are necessary for you to have what? Menstruation occur after some period of time. Okay? So that is the second person who may not be able to menstruate. The other one is somebody who has complications. Okay?
Maybe you had after that, what would be the problem? My friend here talked about it. He hinted on hormonal what? Imbalance. You get it? That is when your period or your cycle is going to be interrupted simply because of maybe higher presence of one hormone compared to the other one. So sometimes this can happen. Bleeding between the periods is possible. Now, I'm not going to tell you that do this, do the other. Always run for medical help. You get it? Yes, it happens to some people. So what causes it? It can be hormonal what? Imbalance. I think mine are over. Okay. Now, there was a question here which was asked about pain. What causes pain? To begin with, part of the signs, part of the signs and the symptoms to show you that you're almost getting your menses is pain itself. You get it? Most of the girls get what they call premenstrual pain. You get the pain today, which means you're expecting the menses to come. Some people get the pain during the menses itself. What causes? There are so many things which you can look at. In most cases, it is infections which cause it. There are so many diseases which can cause what? Pain when you're doing what? Having menses. Two, as I said earlier, that one of the signs or one thing a girl will go through during menses is basically pain. So there is what they call physiological cause. You can't tell pain to go away. It will come by itself. You get it? Now what are we going to do? If you counted your days and you know that maybe in the next 3 days or in the next 1 week, I'll have my menses, we shall advise you to do one thing, or many. One, try to do exercise for yourself. Okay? Try to do what? Exercise. Two, reduce the amount of salt you're going to eat in your food every day. There are those who want to add salt as if they are breastfeeding. You reduce the what? The amount of salt. When you take too much salt, the salt itself is a solid, and what is going to happen? It is going to hold more water within your body, and it is the one which is going to cause what? Pain at the end of the day. If the pain is severe, please go to the medical personnel. At school here we have the senior woman what? Teacher. There are drugs which can be given you, but I don't want you to go and look for these drugs now. You should be advised to take what? Those pills when that time comes. You get it? Your work is to go and look for help from the senior woman teacher. If you're at school, you go to the school nurse. If you're at school, if you're at home there, you can tell your parents and they can take you to the medical personnel and you will get better help. You get it? Thank you very much.
So here with me I have a sanitary pad. This is a clean liquor, so when you're going to change, you make sure you first take a shower, like a really nice shower. Then you get a clean liquor and your pad. So you open this pad and you find that it has something here to help to stick in the liquor. So you first open this like this. And then you turn the liquor inside out. Yeah. So you stick this part here like this. And then you find that this sanitary pad has some wings to help to stabilize the pad, right? As you can all see, there are two wings here. So you stabilize this part like this. And then this side also you stabilize like that. So your pad is ready to be used. Yeah, then after you wear it. So you can ask yourself, so how long am I going to use this pad? So just make sure you don't take a long time with it because this blood can smell with time. Eh? Yeah, so maybe like 3 hours you change that pad. And before you change, make sure you also take another shower and get a clean liquor and a clean sanitary towel, then you change. So I'm going to demonstrate how to remove this also. So you remove these wings.
You're right, the question.
And then you remove this. Yeah? So remember, there was some cover for the pad before we used it. So some of you just like throwing the pad there, and it really looks so nasty. No one wants to see your blood, right? Yeah, it is very bad, especially for the boys to see your blood. So make sure you fold this nicely, like this. You roll it nicely, so that no one can see your blood. And then you remember the other wrapper we had, eh? Yeah, if you open it very nicely, you can wrap it around this, so that no one can see your blood, right? Yeah, you wrap it around nicely. Or if you have thrown away